Hi there, collective. Welcome back. Let's get into this, see what is going on in your energy. Spirit, give us a clear, concise message here for the collective. Okay, that's what we got. Page of Sticks is the first card. Ooh, 10 of coins. 10 of Cups in reverse. Looks like the family's upset about your good fortune. The Creator's coming out in reverse. The Teacher's coming out in reverse. So I'm hearing that the family's upset about your good fortune, your happy home, something like that. They're not happy about what you've done. Okay, there's trouble here with the family. Somebody's not learning a lesson. We're going to dig deeper, find out more. Well, you know what, collective? Maybe because of you being so enthusiastic. Maybe it's because you are adventurous. Your family has a problem with that. You're always having great ideas. You're very you're very persuasive. Yeah, you have a vision and you're inspired. Sometimes people don't understand people like you, especially if they're low vibrational. You know, they don't understand people like you. Like how are you able to come up with good ideas? How are you able to be so inspired? How are you always in this energy of being optimistic and hopeful and having a vision? And you know, they see you like that, always being excited about life. And you know, to tell you the truth, they might be envious of that. That might be part of it. And it looks like you have accumulated some good wealth here for yourself. You've accumulated something, some kind of stability in your life. Now, looks like because you are a go-getter, you have built some kind of legacy for yourself. And it might have something to do with traditions as well. Maybe you are holding up your values while you're doing this and they can't figure out how to do that. You know what I mean? Like, how do they hold up their own values and become as successful as you are? You could also be a person who's very family oriented. So everything's about your family. You're a very grounded kind of person, which is good too. And you're passionate and magnetic. You know, people can become very jealous of that. Especially you being a go-getter, you know, and just going for what it is that you want, having visions and just going for that vision. People get jealous of that. Now, I am seeing somebody around you who is very deceptive, can be a liar. Looks like they're misusing their power in your life. Okay, depending on who this is. They have a lack in their life, a lack of emotional fulfillment in their life. And for one of you, this person has affected you, I want to say, okay? They haven't learned what you've learned. They don't understand how you could be the way you are. They don't understand how you can have imbalances in your life and still be able to function the way that you are. You know, maybe there's things going on around you that you don't have no control over, but yet you still inspire to be more than what they can ever be. You still have the ability to dream and they can't. I don't think these people can understand you. Spirit, gives a clear, concise message here for the collective. I am seeing the sign Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Gemini's coming out, Virgo's coming out, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay, well, you or they could have any of those zodiac signs in your chart. Okay, I am seeing a manipulator. I'm also seeing a very deceptive person creating illusions, lying, just lying straight through their teeth, being, I want to say, morally corrupt. But you're bonded with this person. And it more likely, it looks like it could be trauma bond. That's what I'm getting. This person is narcissistic. Everything's about them. They might even, overstep your boundaries and do it on purpose to agitate you, to get something out of you, get a reaction out of you because they're jealous of you because of your energy. You do have a very youthful energy. The way that you see the world is very youthful, and you might even look youthful. You might even look a lot younger than your age. There's something about the way that you move, the way that you act is very youthful, and it's something that they can't stand. And I've seen people like this. I've seen people like you before. I've seen people. I used to work in this nursing home, and there was a woman. She was, I don't know, she was in her 80s, I believe, but she was beautiful, and she was so energetic and hopeful, and she was always telling me stories about how she was gonna get herself a motorcycle, and she's gonna go riding on a motorcycle, which in the 80s, women riding a motorcycle was unheard of. You know what I mean? But she was lively like you, courageous like you. She wanted to live life to the fullest like you. She had that spark in her, even though she was 80. So it doesn't matter what your age is. You could be like her in her 80s. Excuse me. Can you go away? I'm in the middle of a reading. Go sit down. You're being rude. Sorry, guys. It's my dog. Now, collective. You might feel confused because of who this person is in your life. You might even feel powerless about the situation and not understanding what's going on. But I want you to know Spirit is saying here for you to go ahead and focus on this. You need to go ahead and focus on this and reclaim your personal power. And to also recognize what this person is doing. Recognize the manipulation that this person is doing to you. And that is what is causing your confusion. And recognize that this is why you're feeling powerless. Because of who this person is. This is somebody who's in your life, who is abusing their situation or their position in your life. And they're upset. Now, for one of you, you might have family support and they don't have it. Maybe the family has turned their back on this person. Yeah. I see here the Spirit is saying to focus on bringing clarity and your intentions to your relationship with this person and to who you are as a person. Like, to bring clarity to what it is that you're doing. Not to this person necessarily, but to the family around, right? Because the last thing you need is this person to go around and recruit people against you, which we've all seen it done. We've all had it done to us or something, or we've seen other people go through it, right? So that's why Spirit is saying, like, to nip it in the bud before it gets bigger and worse, because there is an imbalance between you and this person. There is a drastic change in the relationship between you and this person. Maybe even possibly an ending to a relationship. If not necessarily with this person, with somebody around you because of this person. I'm seeing that things have always been one way with this person. They have always treated you unfairly, and they will continue to treat you unfairly because they feel that they have a right. And that's it. They just feel like they have the right to treat you any way that they want. It's sad. Now, one of you, I see here that you are a rebellious person. Okay? You don't conform to family rules or family expectations of you. I'm hearing that things can get messy. Things could get messy because you have broken free from things that things that have held you back. You're breaking free, or you have broken free from other people's expectations of you. Maybe it looks like these are the kind of things that have been holding you back. Maybe even leading you into some kind of let's see, how do I say it? Mental problems or situations. Okay? For one of you, it has led you to an unbalance in a relationship. Maybe for one of you, you were forced into a relationship. okay, which happens everywhere. I've actually had this happen to me. You know, back in the day when I was younger, you were pushed into a relationship that you could care less about. Like you didn't want to be in that relationship. So either for status or because of who this person's family was, you were stuck in that situation. And this might be just for one of you, okay? Now, for another one of you, this could be them pushing you to stay in an unbalanced relationship, and an unbalanced relationship that you were not happy in. So, in which I've seen that done as well. You know, maybe you got yourself into a relationship and it just wasn't for you. But instead of letting you get out of it and go be free, so you can meet and find your person, this family group forced you to stay in a relationship, okay, a lot longer than you should have. You know what I mean? Maybe you had kids with this person. I don't know. It's not coming out as you did or not, but you know, maybe you did. But the point is that if the if the unhappiness in the family, in other words, if you were unhappy, more likely everybody else around you weren't happy either. Your mate, your children, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. The thing is, collective, the way that you question authority is one thing that really has upset somebody around you in your family. The way that you think outside the box, the way that you are able to see the possibilities where they can't see the possibilities, is all the reasons they need to be this way towards you and to treat you poorly and to overstep your boundaries, right? Telling you what you should do. Maybe you're 40 years old and you still got this person in your life, you know? You got to recognize what it is, right? But I'm hearing that you felt trapped, you felt powerless, and that's why. Because you had other people's expectations of you and how you should live your life affecting you, and how they were treating you was based on that. Because you weren't conforming to their expectations, to the family's expectations. You were paving your own path in life, different than everybody else. You could very well belong to a family where you don't fit in. You're different, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being different. A lot of famous people are different. Actually, mostly every famous person is different than their family. You know, they're just different, just born different. Um, Somebody even wrote a song about that. Who was it? Oh, anyways, I can't remember her name, but yeah, there's even a song about this. Let's get deeper. Let's go ahead and find out more what's going on here. And if you've been feeling frustration and stuff like that, well, that's why you're picking up on all this energy, even if they don't tell you to your face, you know, you're picking up on this energy of, you know, their disapproval of how you live and what you're doing. Okay, so collective, there is a choice that needs to be made here. Okay, we have the Two of Swords coming out, Knight of Coins, Knight of Cups, but in reverse, and the Page of Wands in reverse. Okay. Well, it says here, like, you have long term plans, right? Like I said, you have a vision, you have something that you want to achieve, right? Well, with the Two of Swords energy coming out in reverse, it's like you have this vision, yes. You know, you know that you can have success. You know that you can be successful, but you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed or having anxiety, and this is what's blocking you. Maybe you're second guessing yourself because of, you know, their expectations. Maybe you're like, oh, maybe it's wrong or something like that, right? Now we do have the Knight of Coins coming out and the Two of Cups in reverse, right? Something is going to be a gradual progress for you here, collective, and it's meant to be that way. It's meant for something to come in slowly, right? it's something that you need to overcome emotionally. Some, it's this whole situation actually. It's saying like you need to overcome the emotions. And it's not going to be an easy progress. It's going to be a long progress. Maybe you've already gone through this and you're ready for the next chapter. And that may be for one of you. But for somebody else here, this is new. This is something that you're still going through, you know. Collective, I want you to know that this person who is obviously jealous of you, okay, is coming in to give you some false promises. Empty promises. That's what I'm seeing here. Just empty promises, okay? They're going to promise you this, they're going to promise you that because they want you to fall into line. They want you to just stick with the program and not to venture off of the program, okay? They want you to just follow the tradition of whatever it is that your family does, right? Just to follow tradition. Even if it's pointless, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it's unproductive, it does not matter. They just want you to just follow in line, okay? So that's what I'm seeing here. This person is going to make empty promises because they want you to struggle, and they want you to struggle emotionally. Okay, they want you to feel wrong. They want you to feel bad. They want you to feel like you are doing the wrong thing. They want you to feel guilty. They want you to go through all these negative emotions just to prevent you from being different. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with being different. Like I said, most people who are movie stars, singers, whatever they are, right? They are different. And guess what? We celebrate them. Collective, because I want you to know if anybody can make it, you can make it. If anybody can become a movie star, popular, whatever it is, it's you. You have it in you to do this. And this person that just wants to take that away from you. So you will be a nameless person hiding in a house somewhere. That's all they care about. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and get out of this reading. This is a quick reading. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. Y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you got something out of this. Bye-bye, guys.